Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Today is the final day that the ship manufacturers will change, and with it brings the granddaddy of all spacefaring exercises, Robert Space Industries, also known as RSI. And as usual, we're here to teach you which ships are worth your time. If you find what we're doing in this series in any way useful, hit that like button down below, and for future content, be sure to subscribe. As stated today brings Robert Space Industries, also known as RSI, one of the oldest ship manufacturers in the verse. And with them are 10 brand new vehicles for you to try out. Here's what the main hall looks like, and this is the order we'll be checking them out in.
Perfect!
First up today we have the Constellation series, and the first ship in the hall being the Constellation Aquila, which is the premier, or at least currently premier version of RSI's space exploration. Two of the Constellation series seem to have pretty much the exact same interiors, with their given loadout being the main change. With this being the exploration variant, it has a souped up scanning ability, which obviously doesn't work right now. But what you will find is the bridge with a pilot and 2 co-pilot seats. There's a crew room with 4 beds, a table, chairs and storage for all the equipment they'll be using. In the rear you can find a generous cargo hold and storage for all the missiles which the ship comes equipped with. And in the final room is engineering, but also the docking port for the included Kruger, which is either going to be a P-52 or P-72 depending on which model of the Constellation you own. On top of this already impressive array is a topside and bottom side turret for the crew to man. The Aquila also features a changed canopy, designed to help aid you in exploration by presenting you with a better view of your surroundings, and in my opinion it looks a lot better. Whilst everything in my bones is telling me to give this the Heart Award, thanks to not actually performing all of its duties to its full potential, and needing extra people in order to make the ship fully effective, we're going to give this one just the okay. Second in the room is the Constellation Andromeda. Now this is effectively the base version of the ship. Pitched as a multi-crew freighter, this ship's interior is exactly the same as the Aquila, and therefore we won't cover it. The main change being that this one packs a bit more of a punch, with a whole array more of missiles on the outside. Perfectly capable of defending itself from the likes of pirates, but also assaulting anybody you wish to. While it's not the best multi-crew fighter, if you can find 2 people to man the turrets and bring along for the ride, this ship still managed to give a very convincing argument for multi-crew gameplay and the future of it inside of Star Citizen. And as a result of it performing all of the tasks it's meant to, I'm going to go get ahead and give this one the hot label. If you have the time, please check this one out. Third in the room we have the Constellation Phoenix. Now this ship is RSI's idea of luxury, and I have to warn you, this is an older ship, so CIG was very much getting to grips with what they could do and fit in a luxury ship at the time, but it's still pretty impressive regardless. The bridge, crew and maintenance areas are all the same. The difference in the maintenance area is that this one will come stock with a P-72, which of course is the luxury version of the snubcraft. Walking into the passenger section of the ship does reveal a very luxurious looking interior, but with a few bugs that could be fixed. As per usual, it features a master bedroom, a guest bedroom, seating area for eating and drinking, an actual bar and a hot tub, which is not filled or working or anything, but it's still there at least. There are also some very cool fish tanks with, unfortunately, no fishing right now. Being converted from a freighter has its advantages however, as going through this hatch in the bottom still reveals a very plentiful cargo space, which you wouldn't have realised is still there really. The downfall of this ship of course is that, well, the Origin ships are still available today for 24 hours. So if you want to check out luxury, I can't really recommend it, but overall this ship is still okay. In Hall 2 the main feature is the Aurora series of ships from RSI, which are again starter ships with a bunch of variants, and in the middle something very special. We'll tackle them in this order.
Perfect!
Now, I have to admit, during this segment you're going to hear a bit of bias in my voice, and it's well justified. The Aurora series is one of the oldest in the game, and also one of the cheapest ships available. It's mainly used for getting to A to B, and the fact that it has variants is more to justify gameplay that was needed back when it was in concept and released. They all feature the same interior with a cozy bed, a pilot seat, and that's just about it. Up first we have the Aurora Ln, which is the light fighter of all the series. It features more hardpoints and weaponry as a result, with larger missiles and more of them to boot. This is a good place to start with the Aurora series, and probably the only one worthwhile checking out if I'm honest. If you want to see how a brick flies in space and in atmosphere, because trust me, this thing flies like a brick, then we're going to give this one the okay. Second is the Aurora Mr. Now this is the base version of the ship. It's meant to be a light freighter / light fighter starter ship. It also carries cargo, but so do all the other Auroras, because they all attach boxes from this weird clipper on the bottom of the ship, which you've just seen. It's the cheapest ship in game and the cheapest ship to buy with a package, and as a result it's just used for getting from A to B with quantum drive. I really can't recommend this. Third is the Constellation Lx, which is the luxury version of the ship. Now, if the Phoenix is outdated, then this thing is a goddamn relic. This comes from a time when CIG were just founding the project, so planets, they weren't procedural, they were meant to be stop-off landing zones with loading screens. Components, they didn't really have an idea that they were going to put sub-components inside of them to fix. And luxury? Well, luxury back then meant, let's change the seat and make it leather. Ugh, not recommended. Fourth is the Aurora Cl, also known as the Clipper. This one quite simply features a bigger clip on the bottom of the ship for being able to pick up more cargo. Strangely, it's the only one on the RSI website that is listed as being able to pick up cargo with a capacity of 6 SCU. But either way, the clips don't work and the boxes don't exist. Not recommended. Finally, we have the Aurora Es, which I think also stands for essential, which is hilarious. Because if the MR is the one that's packaged with all of the starter bundles, then this is, well, I don't know, it's just weird. It doesn't do anything specific, might have better components. The fact that you can currently buy this ship for less than the second tier of a monthly subscription says everything it could possibly need to, especially given CIG's pricing model for virtual spaceships. It's, wow, just worthless. Use it to get yourself from A to B, but not recommended. The final spaceship of RSI's offerings is the perfectly named Mantis. This is one of the most unique ships in the game thanks to its profession being quantum enforcement. This ship manages to combine two features that no other ship currently has, meaning it has an utterly unique playstyle. The features I'm talking about are the quantum dampener, which we have seen in the Cutlass Blue. The dampener stops people from going into quantum travel, meaning they're stuck with you. The other one is the quantum snare, which is totally unique to the Mantis. This one sets up an area around the RSI Mantis, which then pulls anybody out of quantum travel if they travel through it, meaning again they're stuck with you. Alongside this, the ship has a surprisingly spacious interior. Featuring a bed and some component access, this ship makes a fine box running ship if I'm honest. Featuring one of the best canopies in the game and being pretty agile to boot, this makes a fine ship for what it does. It's not the best light fighter to take on people one-on-one depending on what they're in, but added to a fleet or group of people who are hunting bounties or protecting other players, this ship is absolutely brilliant. Heavily recommended. Downstairs underneath Hall 1 is the final vehicle of the day, which is the Ursa Rover, a rough, durable and rugged land vehicle designed to go on expeditions on any planet's surface. Not only does it serve its purpose well, and it's actually incredibly well designed, especially when you consider that this has an interior and therefore an inner atmosphere, meaning that you don't have to have a spacesuit on to pilot this thing. But in the future, should somebody depressurize the back by opening it up, the cabin or the driver and co-driver seat are separated off by a bulkhead door from the rest of the interior. On top of this, the seats in the back are for extra passengers, but can also be folded up in order for you to fit more cargo in, should you find anything on your expedition. And in line with the bigger spaceships, it also of course has components which are going to be needed to keep it running, which you'll find access panels for near the bulkhead door. even though only specific ships can carry it thanks to its slightly thicker profile. I'm still gonna have to heavily recommend you check this one out. Nothing gives off the feeling of current day moon exploration as well as the Ursa Rover does. This one's hot, make sure you check it out. Once again, make sure you check out the holo viewers that you can find across the hall. This includes the finally officially revealed RSI Perseus, which is a big old gunboat. As with previous days, there are of course some strange missions. RSI Apollo, anyone? And that's it for this Star Citizen focused video. We're a fairly new channel, so if you enjoyed what you saw today, please be sure to drop a like down below, comment with your thoughts, negative and positive, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more in the future, keep on doppying, and we'll see you in the next one.